All right, friends doing the investigation at home. So starting on page 40, right, in your blue book, all science starts with a question. Okay, so how does the position of the sun in the sky affect the length of shadows and the length of daylight hours in the winter and summer seasons? That's our big guiding question for this investigation. You worked last week with Mrs. Rizzo, right, and did some background information for this. So I want to make sure before you set up your whole investigation, please answer questions 1 and 2, right, using what you know. Good complete sentences use both pictures to help you. That shouldn't be too hard for you, okay? You can always pause this video and do that and then come back to the video. When you're ready, come on over because you're going to think about what your hypothesis could be, okay? So you want to think about, so it says form a hypothesis for the investigation question using what you know about Earth's tilt, right, at 23.5 degrees, its rotation on its axis, and its orbit around the sun. So I'm going to give you kind of 2 options to think about. I'm going to put them here and then you can copy them in when you decide which one you want to do. So the sun's position in the sky in winter or summer will make longer shadows and longer daylight hours in winter or summer. So I want you to pick one, winter or summer. So you're going to copy this sentence into this spot. Do you think the sun's position in the sky will make longer winter shadows and longer winter hours of sunlight? Or is it the opposite? Does it happen in the summer? Feel free to pause and fill in. Now, depending on when you're going to do the rest of your investigation, you might have to wait for a grown-up's help, and that's okay. But you have your poster board. And it kind of shows you here in the book, right? Kind of gives you some ideas. But if you imagine your piece of poster board that you have, right, set up horizontally like this, I want you to measure using a ruler, centimeters. Measure from the edge. You want to have a mark at 15 centimeters and a mark at 20 centimeters. And mark it on both ends of the poster board. Then you're able to cut the poster board at above the 20 to kind of make an arc. And you can kind of see the picture of it right here in your book on page 41 too. Okay, this is what's going to give you your angle kind of for your sun. So one of these, I'll tell you that the 15 centimeters is going to represent summer and the 20 centimeters is going to represent winter. We'll fill that in our book in a minute. Okay, when you turn the page, there's a spot for scientific diagram. We don't need to fill that in, that's okay. But I do want you to think about adding in on your data table here, because this data table is the one that you're going to need for your investigation. Okay, so it says summer shadows, right? Summer season shadows. This is the 15 centimeters. I'm just going to label that. Winter season shadows is at the 20. Okay, let's set this up. So after you've measured and cut on your poster board, you're going to take your poster board and you're going to first attach it to like a table at the 15. See how mine has a ton of tape on it? That's because I use it every year. Yours won't have as much tape on it, obviously. So I'm going to attach it at my 15 centimeters. And then I sent you this piece of paper. You're going to take this piece of paper and you're going to put it in front of your poster board and you're going to measure out 10 centimeters. So I'm going to measure and make sure I make it 10 centimeters away. Oh my gosh, I almost did it perfectly. Okay. You could take a little piece of clear tape. I only have this tape. If you want to just attach it to the surface, just in case. All right. And then I sent you a piece of clay in a baggie. Mine are kind of smushed, but you'll see the same effect in a minute. Okay, so I sent you about 4 centimeters worth of clay. You're going to put it right here where it says shadow stick. All right, so kind of like how you did the sundials with Mrs. Rizzo last week, we're going to do a similar thing, but we're going to get the opportunity to see what's going to happen at 15 centimeters and 20 centimeters to help us think about summer and winter.